This is a serious club, Manchester United, take notes. Manchester City get a few injuries in the game against Chelsea. Diaz and Gvardiol look like they could be out, and it's going to be a massive blow for Manchester City. The January transfer window is open, and we immediately go out and start looking at this guy, Marc Guehi. Now, this signing would absolutely level up our squad, not even just as like a short-term fix, Marc Guehi is the man. He's the business. He's been doing the business for Crystal Palace. He's been doing the business for England, and hopefully he's going to be doing the business for Manchester City. Now, City aren't the only club that are interested in this guy. We knew that because Liverpool was so keen to sign Marc Guehi at the end of the summer, to just be the icing on the cake. I think he would have, or he's supposed to come in and give some competition to Konate, maybe start on the bench, a bit of squad depth. But obviously, Konate's had a shocking season, and Liverpool are really going to want this guy. If I was Marc Guehi, I'd be looking Manchester City or Liverpool. I'd be looking at those two teams, and I'd just be thinking, I know what team I want to join it, and it'd be Manchester City. I would not want to be going near Liverpool at the moment. Picked up another 2-2 draw at the weekend against Fulham. Obviously, I can't really say much because City drew against Chelsea, but we're in a far better position than Liverpool are. I think their drop-off has been absolutely huge. How Arne Slot has taken a title-winning side, invested nearly, $500 million into the squad, and they've just got worse and worse and worse. They don't look like winning games. They go away to Arsenal at the Emirates this week, and that's looking like it's going to be an absolute thrashing if Liverpool keep the form up that they have over the past couple of weeks. So if I was Marc Guehi, it'd be a very obvious one, not only because I'm a City fan, but just because of, the position of the league that Liverpool are in, the state they're in. I don't think it'd be good for him to go in there. It looks like all the signings they made in the summer as well haven't gelled. That's not helped them at all. But yeah, he could go into Manchester City and he'd definitely be starting straight away now. Gvardiol and Diaz have picked up some kind of knock or some kind of injury, and it's sounding like that it's not good. If City is so interested in this guy right here, it can't be good. We don't just make reactionary, rash signings like that for no reason. So it sounds like something could be serious with Gvardiol. Or Ruben Diaz, probably more Gvardiol because he was hobbling off the pitch yesterday. But what a Rolls Royce of a signing this would be. I mean, this guy is such a quality defender. He's got straight into the England side as well, and he's been imperative for England in the last few tournaments that we've been in and when he's been involved. And for Crystal Palace, he is such a big presence at that club. He's been massive for them, even in the FA Cup win over Manchester City. Marc Guehi was massive in that FA Cup tournament. As a whole, and as a captain for Crystal Palace, he's such a big presence for the club and for the players. He seems like someone to look up to on the team, and I think at City, just adding another leader into that squad is massive for Man City, especially in a kind of title race that we're in right now. We need as many calm and collected heads as possible, and Marc Guehi would definitely be one of those. Just imagine that as well. Diaz and Guehi in the centre-back positions, and then Gvardiol at left-back, as he was, last season and that, when he was playing left-back and he looked so solid. This year he's come back into centre-back and Nico O'Reilly's been playing left-back, who's done an amazing job, don't get me wrong. But it just give that extra option of having Gvardiol left back again as well. Maybe giving Nico O'Reilly less minutes because he has been playing a lot and he might be looking tired. For a young player like that, you don't want to be playing him so much. But yeah, we cannot argue with this at all. I think if City managed to get this done, it would be absolutely amazing business. I think Crystal Palace are looking in the region of 35 million or upwards of that. Obviously, it's going to take a lot for them to, want to sell this guy because he is so, like I said, imperative for their team. And if they want to get any kind of success this season, he's going to be a massive part of that. And Glasner is not going to want to let this guy go. He's such a important piece to Glasner's puzzle, and he's not going to want to let this guy go at all. And also, Palace are going to have to find some kind of replacement for Guehi as well, because you can imagine the drop off losing Eze and Guehi, even though they've still been doing well this season. Yeah, Guehi would be a huge miss for them. Yeah, this signing it's reminiscent of Laporte as well when he came in for City in that January transfer window as well, and he did really well at Manchester City. He was, you knew he was a kind of quality centre back. He just had that silkiness about him that it feels like Guehi has. Well, yeah, like I've already said, I would be absolutely made up with a signing. He would level up Manchester City's squad no end, just to have that strength and depth as well, just to compete with Arsenal this season. We really, really need to do that, especially with the points dropped. I think signing the likes of a Marc Guehi would be a huge confidence boost for this Manchester City side. And Semenyo and Guehi, that'd just be an unreal transfer window. I made a little TikTok in December about who I want who would be like dream signings for Manchester City this January, and both Semenyo and Guehi were in there. And if we were to take these two from Premier League clubs that are doing well, it'd just be a huge statement, even for just to show our presence in the transfer market as a big club as well. These kind of players do want to be joining the likes of Manchester City. So Marc Guehi to come, it'd be absolutely massive, and it'd be a huge statement. I think Arsenal would definitely be a little bit more wary and not as confident if Marc Guehi came into the side. He'd definitely level things up, and I cannot wait to see how these transfer rumours progress, because this guy needs to be at the Etihad. I want to see this guy in a Manchester City shirt. If Diaz and Gvardiol are at full fitness, how does Guehi compete with those two? Does he get straight into the side? Personally, for me, this season Gvardiol hasn't been playing so well, and I would probably play Guehi and Diaz together. I think that'd be an amazing partnership. Gvardiol does have a little bit of a bozo moment in him every now and then, and I think Guehi would really push him and test him and level him up. A little bit like how Odegaard stepped up his game this season when Eze came in. I feel like Guehi could do that for Gvardiol as well. I think it would just increase the quality of the whole, or all of our centre-backs that we've got. When a new guy like this comes in, it just becomes way more competitive, and you need to fight for your place. So Guehi to Manchester City, this would be unreal. I'm so excited to see how this progresses. And Manchester City need to be going in hard for this guy. Pause. We need to be really serious if we're going to inquire about this guy. Let's take it seriously, put a serious bid in for this guy, because Crystal Palace are not going to let him go very lightly, and we really need someone of his quality and of his calibre in the centre-back positions if Diaz, Gvardiol, Ake and Stones are going to be out. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on Marc Guehi, rate this signing. If Manchester City do get hold of this guy, it would be absolutely unreal. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching.